what's going on, guys? Sportsduude here, and we are back for the Sportsduude podcast, episode number 13 here, guys. Today, talking about various sports topics today in the realm of the sports world, of course. Talking about some basketball moves, of course. Big basketball week, of course, with the NBA Finals finishing up, and also break down, of course, my NFC East series where I break down every two teams in the division every week and kind of see what they're placing, some of their playmakers, some of their weaknesses, and I'll break those all down for you right there. So the first news topic, of course, was the Cleveland Cavaliers picking up the finals victory, coming from behind 3-1 to win the series. Pretty heavy for Cleveland. They finally got that elusive win under their belt. It was forever, and they finally got it, so which was really cool for them. They beat the Warriors, and I'm happy to see Cleveland get that first one, and the Warriors already got the win, and what a story it was. Warriors break the record, 73 game season. They break the record, and then they come back and they lose in the finals. So it's pretty insane to see, what happened in the NBA year. What a heck of an NBA year. And we're good for Cleveland to get that big win for LeBron in Cleveland. The city of Cleveland needed it after all those starts and stops they had and the postseason runs and everything. So happy to see them get the win, and what a wild series it was, from some suspensions to a bunch of different things. So very intriguing all around there. And a couple of trades happened this week as well, as we'll talk about. Derrick Rose, point guard, former MVP, was traded to the New York Knicks. And the Bulls received Robin Lopez, Jose Calderon, and Jerian Grant. A very interesting move. The Bulls also shipped a second-round draft pick to the New York Knicks as well. So very interesting to see there what's going to happen now with Rose and Carmelo Anthony teaming up in New York. Probably a good move of the Chicago Bulls there. Rose was, blew out both of his knees. Really kind of a rough injury for him. And now with the Bulls receiving Lopez, it's not really, they didn't really get much in return. I wish they would have grabbed something a little bit more. Jerian Grant's pretty good, a younger guy, 23 years old. He can maybe grow into something really good later in down the road. Calderon's a little old. He can bring a veteran presence, I guess, and maybe Lopez too. He's 28. They do need some some center help and some more guys who can grab the rebounds, with presumably Joakim Noah and Paul Gasol leaving the team. So maybe it's a good move down the road there. We'll see, but Rose didn't really, I don't think Rose has much left in him for the Knicks to really, get out of him, but we'll see how that's going to work and everything. But very interesting trade coming out. I believe that one was just a few days ago they announced that one, so heck of a blockbuster trade right there. Very intriguing. And, of course, another trade here was the Orlando Magic trading Victor Oladipo and to the Thunder for Serge Ibaka. Thunder traded Serge Ibaka. And they received Ersan Ilyasova, Magic traded him, and the right to power forward. Don't quote me on this. It's I don't even know how to pronounce this. Domantas Sabonis. So one of the power forwards. I was watching the NBA draft, which I'll break down, by the way, guys, next episode, which you'll see very soon here. I'm actually going to be scheduling this upload. So this upload will be on Saturday. I'm recording this in advance here, so I can get this out for you, because I will be out of town by the time you guys see this video. So, but yeah, I heard about the draft, got that done, and I saw this right here. So, unbelievable. Definitely very intriguing to see what's going to happen. I'm really just shocked by the trade here. Victor Oladipo going to the Thunder, Ibaka now going to the Magic. Very odd trade, but the backcourt now for the Thunder could be pretty good. If what Russell does sign, you have maybe Durant and maybe Oladipo. Not too bad there. Could be pretty good. And Sabonis is a really heck of a good player as well. So, very interesting there as well. To see what kind of happens. So that's going to be interesting to see what that's going to happen. Like I said, I'll break down the NBA draft in the next episode for you, as well as the comment I got, who are the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL. Break that down in the next episode as well, coming out very shortly. I got that comment in the last video, or one of my last videos, so I'll make sure I can answer that one in the next episode. So, this episode, though, might be a little bit shorter because there's not too much to talk about, but I want to get a few of these good topics out there. So that's basically it on the NBA side, the news side of things. For that, really, I'm going to break down now my 2 final teams in the NFC East to talk about. Very intrigued to get these names out there for you. So we have the Dallas Cowboys and, of course, the Washington Redskins to talk about. So first, start with the Dallas Cowboys, who, first off and foremost, they're going to be second place in the NFC East. And some of their playmakers, of course, Des Bryant, Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott drafted 4th overall at Ohio State. He's going to be a good player, I think. I think he could be really a next DeMarco Murray, maybe a LaShawn McCoy comparisons to him as well. Elliott will be a great running back for them. I really do believe that. They don't really have much since the loss of Murray with Joseph Randall, nothing really much there. So with Ezekiel Elliott, I think he'll bring that spark and bring a good rookie year for the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully he stays healthy, of course. As well as Des Bryant, who is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I think he'll have another great season as well with Tony Romo. Basically his number one target, one of the best receivers in the NFL. Bryant just continues to show why he is really good, and I think he'll have another great season as well for the Cowboys in 2016. Another one of those things that does get some credit, but not as much credit as it really deserves, is the old offensive line for the Cowboys. Zach Martin, right guard, right there. We got the center, Travis Frederick, and the left tackle, Tyron Smith. That left side of that offensive line, protecting the blind side of Tony Romo, is quite elite. I mean, Smith is really good. Frederick is unbelievable, really, as well. And Zach Martin. All three of those guys, Pro Bowl caliber, can't speak today, players right there. So I feel like, the offensive line, if they can protect Romo, that would be good. Because, I mean, Tony coming back into his, I don't even know what season he's been in the NFL, maybe 12th year, 10th year, something in that range. He's been in the NFL for quite a while now. If the guy stays healthy, is he gonna bounce back? He has some rough Decembers. You hear about those Decembers with Tony Romo. So, really, all in all, I think the Cowboys will have a nice year. They have a lot of playmakers. On the offensive side of things, here's where it's a little concerning. The defensive side of things is definitely concerning. I think they're going to give up quite a few points here in 2016. They do have a few playmakers in the back secondary with Brandon Carr, Morris Claiborne, middle linebacker Sean Lee coming off, I believe, off that injury he had. I believe that was either last year, maybe that year was the year before. I'm kind of fuzzy on that one, I guess. But Sean Lee, look for him to have another nice year, as well as Carr and Claiborne, two nice guys in the secondary position right there. Maybe Barry Church too can maybe have a average year. I think will be okay for them, but nothing else really. I mean, maybe Jack Crawford or Tyron Crawford, whatever his name is, on the offensive line. Maybe he can break out. One of those guys can maybe kind of get some sacks on the quarterback, but I don't see the defense for me having that much of playmakers and having a really nice year here in 2016. But it will do enough to get past the rebuilding Eagles and the Giants that seem to always struggle as well. Like I said, this is probably the toughest division to predict because it's kind of like all four teams are very similar. So they have playmakers, the Cowboys, but I don't really know if I trust in Romo that much to lead them over the edge. So that's why I'm picking the Cowboys. Second place, maybe 7-9 would be a reasonable area. That's just how bad I think some of those other teams are. Maybe I'm stretching a little bit with the Giants kind of going to fourth, but I don't know. I feel like the Eagles can kind of rebound to third, and I think I'm going to go Cowboys second place. So there's that on the Cowboys side of things. And of course, to wrap up basically this episode here, we go with the Washington Redskins. We will finish up the NFC East in this episode right here. I will not talk about football next episode, by the way, as well. I'll be kind of just talking about the NBA draft, some things I want to explain there, and of course the NHL draft that took place, some blockbuster moves, and of course that question. I'll have some topics to talk about as well in that one. Going back to the Cowboys real quick, I forgot to mention this. If the Cowboys, I think, don't do well, Jason Garrett very well could have his place as head coach very well gone. He's had a lot of rocky seasons, up and down. Very intrigued to see if he could, maybe he doesn't come back next year. Maybe he's on a chopping block. It's really, if they don't perform, maybe Jerry Jones says, goodbye. So there's that. Redskins, though, I believe will be in first place again here in 2016. They had a nice season last year. Of course, moving on from the RG3 era and into the Kirk Cousins era, who is, I think, a fine, nifty quarterback for the Washington Redskins. Really hard to explain him. He's mobile. He's a good pocket passer. And he's got some weapons, too, in Jordan Reed, Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon. Look for a few of those guys to have a nice season. Maybe Deshaun Jackson kind of perks up again, has another nice year. I think Jordan Reed for sure. Big, tall threat. The defense is right there. I think he'll have another nice season. Maybe a guy that can be a sleeper pick in fantasy. I'm definitely thinking about drafting him as well. So there's nice players, but the running back situation, Matt Jones, he had an okay year. Nothing much. Alfred Morris kind of moved on from him. So where they kind of go, the running back position will be a little interesting to see. Defense, though, they have some playmakers. The big addition for me is really going to put them, I think, in first place is Josh Norman. I think Josh Norman, unbelievable year, breakout year as a Carolina Panther last year. Really had an unbelievable year. leading them to that championship victory, or leading them to championship match. I should say not victory, they lost, but championship match, I should say, against the Broncos. So once again, I think Norman, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, very underrated. He could definitely match up with the best receivers in the NFC East, namely Des Bryant. So look for Norman to be a big factor in that secondary, as well as complementing, I should say, D'Angelo Hall, one of the best of former veteran quarterbacks. He's still pretty good. Not very good, I think, D'Angelo Hall. I really can't describe him as very good, but he's a decent quarterback. He's a cornerback who has still got the job done pretty well. So look for him to have another nice year, as well as Norman, who's going to be dominating with the number one receivers of the NFL. So Brian Kerrigan, too, a nice young linebacker. I like him a lot. I think for him, another playmaker they have. And Bashad Breeland, another cornerback as well, who I like. So all in all, the secondary's got some of those pieces of the puzzle. If they could stay healthy, look for them to have it's really an odd story. They have Jay Gruden as their head coach. He's not really like the most wisest of head coaches really out there, but with Kirk Cousins behind the realm, some playmakers, a big addition in Josh Norman. Look for them to rebound, not rebound, but look for them to repeat their 2016 year, go into first place, and I think secure maybe a 9-7, 10-6 could be looking nice for the Washington Redskins. So that is basically going to wrap it up. I pretty much have no voice now. I'm kind of losing it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really do enjoy talking about this again. Thank you for sticking with me 13 episodes of this podcast so far. Thank you guys for watching. As always, have a great day. Make sure to send in your questions for future episodes as well. I could definitely be able to talk. It really helps give me another element to the podcast as well. So thank you guys so much for that. Have a great day as always, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.